Hello, today in my rather squeaky chair with my cat earrings and cat necklace and a cat roaming around the room attacking everything in sight, I'm going to talk to you about my cats. More specifically, the cats that I have with me right now, the cats that I have brought from my parents' house to my new home. So for those of you who don't know, between my parents and I, we have 5 cats. We have Archie and Grable, who are kittens from the same litter. They are the kittens of Millie. This is Millie. We also have Blossom. And finally, we have Puss Puss. I think I got them all. So as I film this video, right now I have 2 cats with me, Puss Puss and Grable. It did take a long time to decide who to bring and when. This is not my original plan. For a long time I was looking at moving into a house, which would mean having my own front door, my own garden. But of course, I've evidently ended up in a flat, and that is a completely different living arrangement to a house, especially when you're not living on the ground floor. I'm not, I'm high up. So in a flat scenario like this, I can't really have cats going indoors and outdoors, and some of our cats are outdoor cats. Indoors and outdoors, but some of them do depend on their life outside as well as indoors. Where I lived with my parents, it was a relatively safe area. I know that across the world we all look after our pets in different ways, but where I come from, it's the norm to have indoor and outdoor pets, a combination of the two. Everybody has cat flaps. It does depend on the cats, if they have any illnesses, the breed, stuff like that, but from my perspective, I just feel uncomfortable having indoor cats. I feel like they need sunshine, they need grass, they need space to run around in. I feel a bit cruel keeping them in every day. But again, that's my personal feeling about my own personal cats. Everybody's different. But when I made the decision to go from houses to flats, yeah, it did become a worry. There was a period when I wasn't going to bring any cats at all. But then a few things happened, I suppose. Before I go any further, I'm going to give some context. Puss Puss has such a long history, but she went from being a feral farm cat to an indoor cat. She's had it all. For the last 3 years or so, she has primarily been an indoor cat. She has high anxiety. My parents and I don't remember the last time we saw her outside. I guess you could say in my family, our cats are family members. Not everyone agrees with that sort of mentality, but that's what it's like in our house. But at the same time, different cats sort of gravitate towards different people in the house. So in a way, Grable is my cat, and Puss Puss for a very long time has been my mum's cat. For about 5 years now, they have slept every night, side by side. Puss Puss has had a strict routine. Not one we've enforced on her, but she wants to sleep with my mum every night. To cut a long story short, in November time, my mum moved out to look after my granddad, leaving Puss Puss behind. So Puss Puss gravitated towards me, and we got into the strict routine of going to bed together every night, and she became highly dependent on me. And then in December, when my granddad passed away, we inherited his dog, Oscar, who's still a puppy, and he loves to chew everything in sight. Nothing is safe. So of course the only person that Oscar has left is my mum, so Oscar and my mum stick together like glue, and Puss Puss doesn't get on with Oscar, understandably. She doesn't take any nonsense though, Puss Puss. If he goes near her and wants to play, she ain't having it. So around January it became clear that I would be taking Puss Puss. It seemed right. She spent the last 2 years in the bedrooms upstairs. It's not that much of a different environment for her. I didn't want to bring any of the cats here for a couple of months. I wanted to get everything sorted before bringing them over. I didn't want to make them too upset or distressed. But again, plans changed. In the first 2 weeks I was gone, she changed, and not for the better. So between us we decided to bring her over prematurely. But literally within 3 minutes, she was happy, bouncing around, walking around the lounge, fascinated in everything. Come on, let's go for a walk. She even jumped on the bed to go to bed with me that night. She got into the same routine, which was even stranger because it wasn't my bed, it was brand new covers. Didn't smell of me, really, not yet. And I felt so touched by how happy she was and is in the place. She's right at home. In a way, it's given her a new lease of life. She's like a kitten again. So then I said to myself, that's it. Puss Puss and I, we will spend a couple of months together, we'll see how we go. But again, plans changed. In the same way that Puss Puss had been getting distressed at home, Grable started showing signs of distress. She was unhappy. So on the spur of the moment, I brought her over. This was her first night, her first time exploring around. It didn't go as smoothly as Puss Puss, I must admit. The first 5 or 6 days were tough, and I questioned whether or not I was being cruel bringing her into an indoor environment. She would not stop shaking. It's like purring, but without the noise and without the happiness. She was just vibrating continuously, and she managed to find some hiding places in this flat that I didn't know existed. But that period didn't last, thankfully. And now she's happy. There is a big difference between the two cats though, and this is where my concern is. Puss Puss is 15, that's quite old for a cat, whereas Grable is 2, and she needs more stimulus, more attention than Puss. I'm not here every day and I only have so many cat toys, so I'm worried that she's not as entertained as she would be if she would be back with my parents, with the other cats. So Grable's been here about 3 weeks now, and I'm not going back to my parents too regularly, but when I go back, it's also evident that Archie, the big fluffy Maine Coon looking cat, Grable's brother, is struggling as well. My dad and my sister have said that he's like a different cat. He's upset, he's depressed. So right now I don't know quite what to do. I might take Grable backwards and forwards on a monthly basis. But Puss Puss is here to stay. I would love to have all 5 cats in this space, but nah, that's not okay. I'm trying my best with my cats. I mean, I do consider my cats to be my babies. I'm trying my best to look after them, to feed them their different food, to entertain them. I know I'm talking about cats. It sounds so strange. This entire video is quite strange. I think you've seen it, but I've got this cat toy that's like an 8 that Grable plays with. I've got a few beds around. I've put a few cushions in front of radiators. Puss Puss loves lying in front of the radiator. This bed in particular, all the cats love. I have a strict no wardrobe policy here. I'm trying to train the cats so they don't go in the wardrobes. I don't mind the cats in the wardrobes, but from experience you get cat hair at the bottom of your legs, your trousers in the wardrobes, and the ends of your sleeves. And I don't want to encourage anxiety. This topic may seem a bit strange to cover, but it's a valid conversation point when it comes to cats. How am I dealing with their business? So Puss Puss has always had a litter tray, just a tray, no cover, anything like that. And the other cats have always gone out the cat flap. When I moved in, I had a tray for a couple of days, but it was a nightmare to look after. So I found this big box from Pets at Home for my cats. It's like a cover, it looks like a cat box that you take them to the vet in, but no, it's a litter tray. And it's so helpful. The cats go in, they do their business, they come out, there's minimal mess. I have to sweep up outside the tray every now and then, but it's nothing compared to what it's like without that cover. And so far, things are going well. They've only weed and pooed outside the tray once. Just once. And they didn't take that much training either. I sort of set up the tray without the lid at first, then I put the lid on and kept the flap open, and gradually just built it up so it was this big box. We got there in the end, girls. Going on another tangent for a minute, but in my flat I have both carpet and hard flooring. Grable's starting to tear at the carpet that I've got on top of the hard flooring around the flat. That's worrying me. I don't know how to deal with that. I have got a scratching post, but she doesn't use it. But something that I've noticed that's quite cute is because of the hard flooring, I can hear them walking around, the claws as they touch the floor. And that puts a huge smile on my face, apart from when I'm trying to sleep. Oh, and another thing I've noticed is since I've brought Grable here, she's been meowing more. She barely meowed back at home. She was only just starting to discover her meow around November. So that just makes my heart glow with happiness, hearing that meow. It's so quiet, it's so light, so cute. So yeah, this has been a overly personal vlog about cats. The future is a bit uncertain in terms of cats, but for the most part I will be having Puss Puss and Grey Ball. That's my plan. And no, I am not planning on adopting any more. I think 2 is more than enough, especially when there's 3 more back at home with my parents. If you have any questions about the cats or the stuff I've done to help them or recommendations, things like that, then pop them downstairs below. So yeah, I'm now gonna go. I'm gonna go feed my cats. Thank you for watching, everyone, and I will see you in the next one. She keeps attacking the sofa. Hold on. I think she's in the middle of her hyper half hour. Say hello. Greyball's just climbed into the litter box. So now we're going to hear her doing her business. Good girl.